webinars before, like on Zoom?
No, this is my first time.
Okay, so probably in the Zoom, whenever you are not speaking, you can mute yourself so that you'll be able to listen to others. So that is one thing to follow. Another would be if you are on a laptop or a mobile, you'll get a chat option where you can send a chat individually or to the group. So probably when the program is going on, you can pick up for your questions or you can just write. So we'll be able to read that and we'll be able to take up that questions. So it also has a shared screen facility. So probably you'll be able to see. So on this shared screen, like I can share a laptop, I can share the entire desktop. Probably I'm just doing my desktop share. So you'll be able to see what I'm able to see in my desktop. So this is eChai. So like I'll just utilize this opportunity to do a small demo of eChai. So with eChai, you get access to events. So you can just check out upcoming events, the city that you are interested in. So we do. So ideal scenario for us would be to do 2 events in a city every month, and bring other 10 events every month. So probably every month you will get 10, 15 options, and you choose the event that you are interested in. Not necessarily that you would want to be part of all the events, but you choose. So another thing that we try to do is offers. For example, when you would want to start your own companies, you would want to get the GST done or a lot of other things. So somebody within the eChai network would be providing that service at a discount. And you can also let us know what kind of things you would be interested in. So at a physical event, it has to be have a general like topic. Like for example, this 20th April is a digital marketing study. It's a very broad topic, but it's a physical event. It would need some more audience. So that's why it's a broad topic. But on webinars, we can pick up very specific topic. Like last time I was mentioning Instagram for e-commerce stores, or how do you do B2B sales. So anything that you would be interested in, we'll be able to deliver either through that webinar or offline event. The idea was that once we have those 5-10 people who are really interested in consuming that event, we will increase our frequency of the events that we will do. And we have a lot of other, so for example, on stories, we'll be able to discover some of the stories. So what we try to do is every time the webinar gets over, we will upload a video. I'll not upload the video what we are discussing right now once Mignesh joins in. So probably you'll be able to discover all the videos of the other webinars. So the webinars you're not able to attend live, you can discover that. So one other thing we are doing is doing this series. So for example, we are doing this founders series. So founders in Ahmedabad, founders in Chennai. For example, Vakil Search is one of the large enterprise. So this is a detailed written interview of what this person, the founder from Chennai is doing. So similarly, in every city, we will do that. And how many of you been to Canada before?
No.
I'll just stop the screen share. Okay, so we have done multiple series around this Canada. So what kind of questions that you would have about what things you would be interested in knowing? So I'll put forward those questions to Mignesh, and you can also ask him live questions.
Well, first of all, I would like to know what really the program is. Is it something similar to the Startup India program which we have here in India, or is it something different?
Okay.
Yeah. That was the first thing.
Yep.
And then the process. So what would be the exact process, and the legal aspects of starting a company there, and information regarding taxation and other governmental regulations which will be applied on the startup.
Okay. So Canada, so there is a startup visa program, and there is a immigration that goes on continuously. So recently, a lot of friends from the community, they have migrated to Canada. There are set of people who went through startup visa program, which we will speak in detail. But there are a few more friends who went to they got a PR, and now they are trying to set up their business in Canada. So once this gets over, so anything that specifically you would want to know, I'll be able to connect you with those people. So probably they'll be able to answer. Just a couple of minutes, guys. I'm just. By the way, I am based in Ahmedabad, but right now I'm live from Mumbai.
Okay,
I'm
great.
visiting a lot of cities, so probably Jaipur. I was there in January.
Okay,
Uh,
great.
and how
So
did
I want to ask one question to you.
Yes, yes.
What is your personal philosophy behind writing Salesman with the eChai? You are a founder of your this venture with this company,
So,
and
so,
why you write Salesman?
so couple of things. I always wanted to write salesman. So eChai is a 10-year-old thing now. In the 10th year, we figured out a business model. Now there is a membership where you guys have paid. So for the first 9 years, we didn't charge for the event. It was primarily this is something that I want to throughout my life. So I waited for 5 years. So once eChai became a brand, then I started writing in my profile. But eChai wasn't making a business. So if I write salesman and somebody says, "What are you selling?" So in the 10th year, I started writing it everywhere. Now I'm selling it. What I'm selling. And
Quite interesting.
that thing aside, at the end of the day, everybody would say that you have to be a good salesman. So that's why I say that, you know what, I'm very good at that.
Amazing, good.
So, Mignesh Bhai have joined in. Thank you so much, Mignesh Bhai. How was the snow?
It's snowing since morning, Jatin.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So we'll get started. Mignesh Bhai, you understand how the Zoom works, right?
Yeah and no.
Okay.
And yes, yesterday we tried, right? Right now.
Awesome. So guys, we are recording this entire session. Whatever you speak diplomatically correct thing. I'll not edit the video, I'll not delete the video. As it is, it will go online. So let us get started with the brief introductions of all the participants. So we have two sets of participants. One who are live, and once this gets over, there will be a lot of people who will be watching it online. Ritesh, if you can briefly introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I am Ritesh Sonare from Nagpur, and presently I'm working in a PSU and aspiring to start my own company. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Sangeet, if you can briefly introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi Mignesh. I am Sangeet Rajoria from Jaipur, and I used to work in real estate company, real estate marketing. Now I have switched to the software development industry. I want to start a startup in software development.
Okay, awesome. And Ganesh, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Hi Vignesh, this is Ganesh here. We are a startup company. We are a software product company. We have a product for co-working industry, which is called Co-Aider, and we are 1 year into operations now. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Pranav, can you introduce yourself? Give it a try.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Pranav. So, I work as a .NET developer and I have 2 years of experience. So,
Okay, Pranav, you are based in which city?
Hyderabad.
Okay, awesome. So you are very diverse set of like people from Jaipur, Hyderabad, Chennai. Mignesh is from Canada. I am from Mumbai.
I mean, this is my first webinar.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Mignesh bhai, if you can introduce yourself briefly. Yeah.
Sure. So, Jatin and all the guys present here, I'm Mignesh Parekh. I work as a consultant with the Government of Canada, and I promote this startup visa program in India. So, particularly this Launchpad PEI program, which I've been promoting quite a long, and it was successful so far. We have got 12 companies already approved under this program, and they are, I think, half of them have already moved here. I have one of the startup company who has been approved from Ahmedabad is with me. So I have Pankaj Bhai with me, the founder and director and chairman of the Global Tech actually. So he's already here. I think Jatin knows very well Pankaj Bhai.
Yes.
So, we have a Pankaj Bhai here, and we have two other directors of the company, Kinjal and Tul. So Rutul and Kinjal are also here to join with us to share their experience. They have been here for quite a long now, I think, or more than a month, I guess. They are setting up their operation here. So it would be good to have their view also how they went through the process, what they are doing right now, and how they so far they have found this program, you know. So that's the reason I thought it would be good to bring them on this forum, and we can discuss this. Another thing is that if you have a time and if you wish, probably I can just take you around this wonderful facility. I'll lift my laptop and I'll show it around. So you will get an idea that what kind of support or what kind of facilities Government of Canada is offering to the startup companies actually.
Okay, awesome. So probably what we do, we get to the discussion towards the end. Probably you show us this place.
Sure.
So Mignesh, if you can briefly just run through like what 5-10 minutes about this program as a whole, and then we'll directly get to the questions.
Okay, so startup visa program is a quite a innovative program which was launched in 2014. It's now 2014-15, so it's almost now 5 years. It was started as a I would say pilot project, but later on Government of Canada realized that this is a great program to run, and that's how they make it a permanent program now as a part of their immigration program. So the name itself suggests startup visa program, so it has a direct correlation to visa actually. So if you are a good startup with a great idea, and if you have let's say if you have anything related to your startup which can be good for a North American market, this could be a good launch actually. There are many other organizations other than Launchpad PEI which are also ready to offer this program. And as I think Jatin is scrolling down the screen, you could see that Canada government's website, which is showing that what is startup visa program. You can get a basic detail here as well, that which are the designated incubators or the accelerators or the venture companies that are designated by the Government of Canada, which can give you a startup visa approval. So the idea behind this entire program is that they basically wanted to invite some smart, new, innovative companies to get entry into Canadian market and then expand their business into a North America region. I have one small presentation which I'll share it with Jatin, so Jatin can share it with everyone. That is a common presentation about the startup visa program, and you can have more details in that as well. There are some links also in that, so you can get more information from that. So the startup visa program basically works this way, that you have to identify one particular let's say designated incubator or accelerator organization in Canada, and then you have to apply. So there is an online application form which you need to fill first, and then they will assess your application. So this application is quite bit lengthy, roughly 60-70 questions, which will be related to your business, your current business, your plans, your startup, your idea, your financials, your references, your clientele, and what is your business plan. So there are many things which they ask before you get approved. So the startup visa program's main aim is to bring some good smart technologies or good smart startups which has the potential to expand into a North America region. When I say North America region, it will be combined Canada and USA. And the best part of this program is for anybody who is aspiring a North America life, this program offers you a straight away PR, which is a permanent residency in Canada. So without any other ways, or without putting much efforts into other categories of permanent residency, this could be a great opportunity for aspiring startups or companies which are already in the business for long, and now they have started a new product or service which is a startup for them. So put together all this information, the startup visa program has a great opportunity for the Indian startup companies, particularly into IT sector, and then there are other sectors also which are prominently a target for the Canadian government. One of them is biotech, another is say renewable energy, then you have fintech and all. So I guess there are, other than IT, there are other industry sectors where you have a opportunity to apply under the startup visa program. The most important aspect of startup visa program is that you need to be innovative in your product or services. So when I say innovative, does not mean that out of the world idea. It should be different than the somebody who is already doing the same thing. So as I said, it does not mean that you have to be so much innovative that idea which you are offering is completely new, but your idea should be good enough to stand apart from any other businesses or any other existing product or services. So if you have some innovation into an existing product which is good for a North America market, you will be easily get adopted for the startup visa program. Apart from that, another interesting part of that startup visa program is that you have, let's say if you have 5 directors, all 5 directors, I mean up to all 5 directors, not all 5 directors, but up to 5 directors, you can all come here under the startup visa program. So if you are 3 founders, co-founders, if you are 2 co-founders, if you are 5 co-founders, up to 5 co-founders, all of them can apply the startup visa program at one application, and they all can come under the startup visa program. I'm not going into the technicalities because that will be a different session about the visa process and all. We are just talking about here the startup visa program basically. So I'm just talking about what all can be looked forward into the startup visa program, right? Yeah. This is basic background about the startup visa program. Now the question comes that if the startup visa approved and if you come here, what other support or facilities government provide? So government provide many support and facilities. Like we are sitting in one of the office which is given to a startup company, and this office is roughly around 700 square feet. 600, 700 square feet with, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 desks. Desk with basic furniture, basic internet connection, which I am already using here. And all furnishings, including your light fixtures and everything. And you can use this space at a very nominal cost for first year. So they are giving you this entire space furnished just for 2,500 Canadian dollar yearly. Yeah.
Wow.
Once your year is finished, then you will be on your own, and then you have to search for another place.
Okay.
Support system. Then there are many other, like if you are hiring a local staff, you will be given a salary rebate up to 25% of the first year of the salary for that particular employee. So let's say if you are hiring an employee which is costing you 40,000 a year, 25% government will bear. So you just have to pay 30,000, 10,000 government will give you as a rebate.
Okay.
Some of the support system, and then there are many. So depending on your proposal and your request, they can discuss with you and negotiate. So this is I think a brief and quick background about startup visa program. I think Jatin, if you have any questions or if you wanted to put it on terms of question answer session, then we can do that. And I have Pankaj Bhai, as I said, and the team from the Global Tech. So you can get some inputs from there about what they have done and what kind of experience they have so far the startup visa program is concerned. And that would help them, that would help the participant to understand what's going on from the, the experienced person who has already got approved under the startup visa program.
Yep. Pankaj bhai, if you can share your perspective, how did you got introduced to this thing and what was the process?
Hi, Jatin. Okay. So first of all, good morning from here, Canada. I think it's a good afternoon there, right?
Evening.
So,
Evening.
okay. See, basically, when Launchpad approached us with the Mignesh Parekh help, and when they came to Ahmedabad, we were not having any idea of the startup visa program. Of course, it was a very new and it was not published that time because it was a pilot project. But later on, when we came to know all the benefits from the startup visa program and starting a company here, we were very much attracted. And because we had a plan to expand our activities in Canada and US, so that was a good platform for us. So in May 2017, my daughter Kinjal came here along with the delegation, and she presented in front of the committee. I mean that people were here, and they liked the business plan. They approved our startup visa program. I mean the application, and we got that letter of support. So once the letter of support was very important for us, and that was the basic document for startup visa application. So we got that startup visa letter of support. We just arrived because, of course, we got the permanent residency on November 2018, but we were waiting for the winter to get over. We arrived in March, so it was the end of the end of the winter. So we enjoyed the winter also. See, apart from what Mignesh has already talked about benefits of the startup visa program, but this program is fantastic program if you have desire to come to Canada or US and expand your activities in this region. There are many benefits for the PR. I think if you have a kids, then schooling is free here up to 12th. Then hospital, I mean healthcare, the fantastic healthcare in Canada. Everything once you are a PR, your health is covered from the day one here from the PI. So everything is covered in the health card. You even if you travel outside of Canada, then also it is covered. So that's something specialty of Canada health program. Apart from what they offer for the office for the first year, around 1,000 square feet office, they just offer it at $200 per month, including all Wi-Fi facilities, everything, which is very less compared to what they are paying to the normal rent here. After 1 year, if you want to expand your activities, and if you are looking for the bigger space, then they give $6 as a refund out of this 22 $24 is a normal rent here. And so I mean 25% of the salary, 25% of the rent they give you back. What Mignesh has told that in the first year, 25% of the salary of the people and the personnel, you get it back. But I think what we have discussed with that officials here, and they give us that even for the second year, they can give us for the incremental employment.
Okay.
So if it can be for third year also for incremental employment. Okay. So whenever you hire a new people, at least 25% of that salary is covered by government of PI. I mean this innovation PI. Apart from, see, these are all small benefits. The biggest benefit is that you will get a dedicated person here from the innovation PI who will guide you for the marketing. I mean, when you are coming to the new area, you may not have the context. So those people will make sure that you will get a good context here. Wherever you will feel that some support is required for marketing support, then they are definitely supporting us because they have the local context. Okay, I tell you why experience. We are just 1 month. I mean, 14th of March we arrived. In 1 month, what we felt that wherever we wanted some support, either from university point of view or some industry point of view, they have supported us and they are going to support us as for that commitment. So that's the advantage rather than these all financial benefits. The biggest advantage of marketing support. Apart from that, they also have a marketing assistance also. Suppose I mean, the 40% of the marketing expense for the visiting trade show to US or Canada, even for the printing, first year they will refund back up to $40,000, and that is a 40% of all expenses. So you are not hesitating to spend some money here, because when you are coming from India, you are always thinking for that big cost. But when some percentage is already covered by their assistance, so you can go ahead very well. And I think these are the other advantages than startup program.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. So we'll get down to the questions, Mignesh bhai, and to you also. So Mignesh bhai, we have this tradition, you know really well, to incentivize people to ask good questions. Speakers are supposed to announce a reward. So what will you give to someone who's going to ask good questions?
Yeah, I always give that to everyone. I can offer you a coffee out, and we can discuss more about the startup visa program, and coffee on me for sure.
Awesome. Okay, we'll get down to the questions. So Mignesh bhai, some of the frequently asked questions. So everybody in context. So this startup visa program. So as you mentioned, Launchpad PEI is one of the organizations, and then similarly there are other states and other agencies through which you can get to Canada startup visa program. So what do you advise? Is it advisable for early stage startups, mid-level, or a growth stage startups?
So ideally, any startup which has a good potential can apply, first of all. But my suggestion is that the startup with at least beta level of product ready, that would have a more opportunity or more possibility to get accepted.
Okay, but like for example, in Sir's case, he already had an established business, so probably he can take care of that cost. For early stage startups, they are trying to raise funds to figure out their own existence, and this could be additional cost. So are there any examples where early stage startups have got the benefit of the startup visa program?
Yeah, so let's say if you are talking about, so we are here talking about two sort of startups. One is a startup, completely a startup. They are not having any previous background of business, or rather they are not funded well, or rather they are self-funded, or maybe a little bit funded by someone. Now, this kind of startups, if the idea is good, if the product is good, yes, there is a possibility. I'm not saying that they are not eligible or they will not get approved. Vis-a-vis, another option which we are talking about is someone who has a business experience, like we talk about Pankaj Bhai here, the global tech. Now they have a established business for more than 2 decades now, and he has come up with a startup with his own support and funding. Now, if you compare these two, I would say the more possibility is to get adopted by this startup visa program is Pankaj Bhai's company, because he has this experience, he has his own funding support, and he knows how to deal with. So that's where probably you feel the difference.
Okay, I'll have one more questions, and we'll have everybody else joining. So how many startups from India get through the startup visa program? Like any broad numbers that you have, like how many apply, how many are able to get selected or go to the final process of going to the Canada?
I'm not sure about the entire Canada situation or entire India situation, but I can vaguely say, like across Canada from India, I would say at least more than 150 or 200 startups would have already approved, or maybe more, I'm not sure. As far as Launchpad PEI is concerned, from India and through my initiatives, already 12 have been approved, and out of 12, I think 7 or 8 are already in Canada.
Okay.
So 3 or 4, they are just in process to move here actually.
Okay, awesome. I'll keep on asking questions, but the guys, if you have any questions, you can either speak up or you can mention in the chat.
Sure.
Yes, Ritesh, Sangeet, Vivek, you just joined in. Any question that you would have?
Sir, I have one question. I'm Vivek here, and
Yes.
I have started my IT company in Mohali, and I saw the startup program of Canada. They are just allowing, I think, IoT people in software. So is there any opportunity that, I mean, I saw the Calgary Technologies, I mean, they are angel investors like that. So I don't have that much knowledge, sir. But I mean, what is the opportunity for the IT startups in Canada, like who deals in Android apps, iOS apps like that? So only software thing, small IT company.
Okay. Yes, Mignesh.
So, if you see when Jatin was scrolling up one website, canada.ca, which is Government of Canada's website, and there you can see Startup Visa Program link, where you can see a designated incubators list. So yeah, the link which Jatin you can see, yeah, these are all the designated. So you have an angel investor, you have business incubator, you have a venture capital fund. So if you go through this all links, they are across Canada, and each province will have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, depending upon the size of that province. There will be a different approved or rather designated organization. Now each designated organization has their focus area. So like you went through that Calgary thing where they are more focusing on IoT. But let's say if I'm talking about Launchpad PEI, they are not just focusing on one particular aspect. If you have any good proposal or any good product, whether it is a Android product, iOS product, mobile app, or anything which is good or which has a good potential, they are accepting the application. Similarly, like in I would say in Ontario, you can go and see York Entrepreneurship Development Institute. You can go and see Toronto Business Development Corporation. Similarly, like in other areas, whether you go to British Columbia, whether you go to Alberta, whether you go to let's say in New Brunswick, you have a lot of other such designated.
Mignesh bhai, just adding on to Vivek's question. So one of the key things is mentioned is it has to be innovative. But how do you like quantify that innovativeness? Like an IT company, like do they need to have a separate website to be termed as an innovative, separate app, or like how does it play out?
So what happens is you need to do your background search also yourself. So let's say if I come with an idea, let's say I say that I have a delivery mobile app, which is different than the other delivery app. So you just need to prove that how it is different. What is the difference between, let's say, Uber Eats or Zomato or Swiggy? How you are different from that, and how you will position or how you will rather take the competition from those already established delivery apps. So I'm just giving you a vague example. And similarly, like if you talk about any such product which you think that this is my product is little different or innovative, you just need to check which are all other similar kind of product exist in the market, and you have to compare that what is the innovation you have brought compared to that particular product which you have built. So if you find that yes, there is a some great difference in your product than the other products which are similar in the market, you can always have a stand to say that yes, this is the product which is offering addition to this A, B, C, D. We are offering this X, Y, Z also. So that self counted as an innovation or the I would say innovative approach.
So typically, yes, Pankaj.
I would like to add one thing that basic purpose of this startup visa program is what I understand that because these are all designated incubators are provinces supported by provinces, right? It's not like they ask any equity from our side. They just give us support, but the purpose is economic development of that particular region as a whole, and particularly they just want to check that by inviting you here in their province and supporting them, their economic development of their region, either by employment generation or some turnover generation and exports to US. Okay, these are the 2-3 points what they look for. that when you apply for your application with the business plan, their main purpose is to see that by inviting you, their economic development of the region should be increased, and the export to US, if you can prove it, if you can just show it that by your product or services here, these are the 2-3 points. I think if you can show that, I think everything will be very fine. They don't want, particularly I see that they don't want to see the very innovative product. All as Mignesh has already told, that out of the box or out of the world, you have to have a patented technology or like that. It's not like that. Whatever the business plan, if you prepare, your idea should satisfy them. Yes, by coming here, the economic development. Even they don't ask any employment commitment. They don't ask, but you have to show that your idea should be such that you can generate some employment here and some development of the region as well as for the export. I think that is okay. Not it's not like venture capital funding where you have to have a very innovative ideas. Otherwise, they don't put money in you. Okay, I think this is my experience. We don't have any very fantastic or innovative ideas, but we had the background of our existing business there, and that we already establishment, and this, we are coming here to Canada or US for economic development or development center here. I think that was okay for them.
Okay, and Mignesh bhai, which are the is it necessary for a startups to permanently relocate to Canada, or can this be a good strategic business decision? Then I want to expand into North American market. Startup visa provides a good opportunity, so I can leverage that. What is your take on that?
So one another thing which comes into mind, everyone's mind, that this is startup visa program. So visa is just an additional support. It's not compulsory. So it's not a brain drain activity. Even if you don't wanted to move here, but you wanted to get a status just here to run the business, you can do that. So it's not compulsory, first of all. Secondly, you can always take a call later on once you set up a company here, once you start doing a business here, and later on you can decide that, okay, I wanted to move or I don't wanted to move, right? But at least you have an option to take the status. If you wanted to even just go for a work permit, you can just do the work permit. And if you wanted to take the PR, you can take the PR. And if you don't want to get any of those two, that also is fine.
Okay. And anybody has any questions?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah, specific one.
Yeah, sir. So what are the basic requirements? Suppose like I started my company, 2 months ago here in Mohali, and I have only TM of that company. And is there any requirement that I have to register my company, like in Canada? Like what I have, I mean, what are their requirements as a, like, I mean,
So
yes.
I mean, suppose if I ask them that I give them my idea as a individual also, will they allow me for this visa? I mean, startup visa.
Yeah, it is allowed as an individual or as a proprietary firm. You can always apply. But my question is that apart from 2 months of your existence in the business, do you have any other experience in the past?
Yeah, like I was a freelancer on Upwork from last 6 years, and I have 4,700 hours virtually on that platform, and also I am a developer too by myself, PHP developer. I made many websites, and also my company made many Android apps, iOS apps. But before coming to Mohali, I was in Hoshiarpur. So I mean, if you know Hoshiarpur, so yeah, I was there, and yeah, so this is my background, sir, basically.
So I guess you need to first of all make the complete business plan for your product. So if your product, whichever you have started in last 2 months, what are the market potential, as Pankaj Bhai was rightly saying, that let's not only just focus about the innovation part, but how it is going to be beneficial to the local economy. Are you going to generate employment? Are you going to generate revenue by exporting that services?
I started one thing, sir, for Canada. It is for Canada Today News. I started. It is a news website of Canada, and I just worked on that website for 2 months, but obviously that got failed. So
Okay, so Vivek, let Mignesh bhai answer and then we'll move on to the next question. Else it will become multiple to and fro. But once the webinar gets over, you can get in touch with him independently. Yes, Mignesh bhai.
Yeah, sure. So I think, as I mentioned in my beginning talk also, anything which is good, which has a market potential, there is a stand to apply. But if it is a very early stage, or I would say in a very raw stage, I don't think so they will accept it. So I cannot make a judgment right now by hearing few words about your current situation of the product or services, whether it will be accepted or not. I need to completely go through your details about your product, your services, and then I will be able to give you some comment on that. But as I said, you need to have some good progress in your product, at least in your market. Forget about Canada. Canada comes later.
Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Ritesh, Sangeet, Pranav, Ganesh, do you have any questions? Or Arish has also joined in.
No, I have a question.
Yes.
As we all know that India is a very huge market. We all know that we have a huge customers, and what makes the North American or Canadian market more attractive to a startup company than India? What do you think? Would you like to compare both the markets, North America and India?
Yes, Pankaj bhai, you are exploring North American market. What makes North American market more exciting?
Yeah, let Pankaj bhai first talk about his experience, then I'll add on.
It depends upon in which industry you are. I think, as Mignesh bhai told, that there is not a restriction to only one IT companies or software companies only, but it all depends upon in which industry you are. We are in global tech in embedded designing, right? PCB designing to product designing, software designing, firmware designing, and we do have already customers in Europe and US and Canada. But what we were facing the problem that always, because we did not have an office in US or Canada, so always there was a doubt in the customers before giving to the order that whether their IP will be protected or not, or the quality will be done properly or not. So the advantage of being here in Canada, it's a near source development center for them, near source contact for them. So automatically your credential will be increased to the customers. So you get a lot of benefits of confidence from the customer. That was the biggest advantage. Otherwise, you can do the marketing calling from the India also. But it's the problem. They morely on trust on the nearby source or the companies in Canada or US rather than directly dealing with the Indian company. I give you one practical example. So as I told you that in 1 month, we just contacted one company here. It's a very small city, small province, not having much industries here. But we contacted one company, which is one of the biggest company here. And you will be surprised. Just within 2 days, we had a technical discussion. We had a first discussion with the CEO, which is even not possible in India, okay, or not anywhere in the world. But just in 2 days, we had a one-to-one discussion directly with the CEO. He himself came to us, and then we had a technical discussion. So just in the 15 to 20 days, because it took 15 days to establish the company here, but just within the 15 days, we will be getting at least one perspective very clearly, because the advantage, we are in Canada.
Okay, and Ritesh, it's also not either or. There are specific businesses for which US or North American market would be very exciting. Like for example, if you're building a software as a services business, then probably the people would pay like SaaS businesses would have a much lucrative market in US. But if you're building a SaaS business very focused around the SMBs of India, then for that SaaS business, India market would be exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll move on to like any questions. I have a few more questions. Ganesh, Sangeet, Arish, Pranav has asked a question in the chat. I'll repeat that. Can I apply for it only once, or can I give a multiple tries?
You can apply for multiple places, and if you get approved at the multiple places, choice will be yours.
Okay, and just to add on to that, so Canada government is very open. They go everywhere to encourage people to apply, and there are startups or founders who are applying. So what are those reasons that or patterns that you observe? Somehow it doesn't work out. Like startups get rejected, or startups who would select and somehow they're not opt out for going for that. Anything that you can share on those lines?
So there are two questions here. Why they are not get selected, and second is if they are selected, why they are not going.
Yeah.
Right. So to the first question's answer is people think that this is a very easy or very I would say a new way to enter into Canada. So those who are early startups, they think that I'll apply and I'll get the approval and I'll go to the Canada. With that mind frame, if somebody is applying, I don't think so it will work, because you'll have to really understand the expectations from the government of Canada, who will be qualified for that. And we discussed a lot about that, who will qualify for that. So if somebody is just trying their hand because they are not able to get entry into Canada through other ways, they think that let me go and try this startup visa program and I'll get it approved. It won't work like that. So that's where I seen many startups. And trust me, now the buzzword startup visa is so much growing that this incubators every month are getting applications in bulk. So it's not like 1, 2, or 3. They will be getting 100, 200, 500 applications every month. So they don't go through each and every applications because they don't have time. They just go through the application which are really good in terms of their first approach itself. So how to do that is important. So it's just applying and just waiting for your turn to come will never work. You need to be more proactive. You have to rather check whether your application has been assessed or not. So you need to continuously contact them. And rather, I would suggest that if somebody who is capable to travel here, he should come here and visit one of those incubators and go them, meet them personally. That makes a huge lot of difference, you know. So, or else, if some government agency is coming and promoting in India, if you come to know that there is a session going on by the government, you must attend and then you speak to the representative one-on-one. That will make a hell lot of difference. So yeah, personal approach is very important. So I think the first question's answer.
Yeah.
The second question is like why somebody got selected and not going. So priority could be changed at any stage, right? So I've got experience of startup who have got approved. Let me practically put forward this example of even Pankaj Bhai. Now there are 4 directors in the company, 4 directors in the company. Now, not necessarily all of them should be here, right? Any one of them, one of the director can remain and do the business here, and rest can handle the India operations. So there is a different approach by everyone. There are different priorities of everyone. So sometimes what happens, people think initially that this is a good way to enter, and then later on they realize that no, I cannot move from India and settle down in Canada. Or I cannot run the operation at both the countries. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Mignesh, typically how much time it takes from the applying to getting selected because at the same time you have to run a business. You can't spend a lot of time in just applying or trying to figure out whether they are getting selected or not.
So usually the time frame ranges from 2 months to 6 months just to get approval for your startup application. And after getting approval, the visa processing time varies. On the CIC website, they are right now saying 13 to 16 months, but sometimes it gets clear within 8, 9 months, 6 months, and sometimes it takes more than 12 months also.
Okay, and so when do people get to know whether they are getting selected or not? Like it's like a US visa, like you don't know whether you're getting selected.
No, so there are we are talking about 2 things here. One is approval from the incubation or the designated organization that will give you a approval saying that you are selected as a startup company. Now the other process will start. So the visa is a separate process. So these 2 processes are not actually connected, but it is interlinked in a way that only if you get the approval, you will be able to apply for the startup visa program. But they don't interfere in each other's process.
Okay, so are there any cases that an incubator has approved someone for the startup visa, but when they actually go for the immigration, they are not getting selected?
Yes, that has happened with one of the startup in my particular application case only, because when you go for the visa application, there are certain criteria which have to be met, and they by mistake they declared something which is not acceptable in startup visa program. Now it's not yes, it's not no. It's like they got rejected, but they have a stand to come back. But then there was, by the time their approval from the startup visa was about to expire. So, those technicalities are totally different, and it can have a separate session for that, These are things.
Okay, awesome. Guys, any more questions? I'll have last 1 or 2 questions.
And I will just add one thing that now they have a cap, I think limitation of 2,750 PR are issued every year for the startup visa category.
Okay.
The maximum is the 2,750 PRs Canadian government can approve. So that's why earlier it was a 3 to 4 months processing time when we applied. Now it is a 14 months. So maybe after 1 year it will be 2 years.
So the more visibility it gets, more difficult it gets. Okay, guys, any questions? I have last 1 or 2 questions for you.
Yes, I have one question.
Yes, Sangeet.
So, is this program location specific that we should apply for Ontario or the British Columbia or the Alberta? And the second question is, which city is the best for technology startup? Which city has the best ecosystem?
Where you get a high quality internet access.
Yes. So yes, it is a place specific. I mean regional specific. So each province or each state, I would say, each state has their own program, and they deal differently. Wherever you are applying, you will have to do your business in that province or in that region only. And secondly, which is the best incubation or the designated approved agency, I would say you need to study each and every one if you wanted to really identify which would be fit into your particular product. So let me put this way. I've got one biotech company which has a great potential for their product, which is good for they are good for to apply for the Launchpad PEI, because here in UPI, in University of Prince Edward Island, there is a big biotech division which is working they are doing a lot of research on biotechnology. And this company is a biotech company. So I think there is a synergy. So I would suggest that they should apply for Launchpad PEI. Then you have let's say there is a gaming company. Now gaming is predominantly into Vancouver, Toronto, and somewhat in Nova Scotia. So either of these 3 places you can think of. Even Montreal is amazing. You talk about fintech, Toronto is amazing. Always people will go and have some presence in Toronto. So I mean, depend on your product, you have to select the place, you have to study which area has a potential for that particular product. Depending on that, you select.
Okay. Anybody has any last question? I'll round up with my 1 or 2 questions for him then. Okay. So, and how much cost it takes? Like, what is the cost of the entire process?
See, government does not charge anything, but some of the designated organizations, they have the process to attend their training program or to attend their incubation program where they are charging fees. So depending on the program which you are applying, the cost varies. Like as I said, the York Entrepreneurship Development Institute, YEDI, they are charging $10,000 to attend their 10 days program. It is compulsory. If you wanted to get selected, you have to attend that program. So that is a cost. And above that, whatever the cost of application, visa application, you will have to bear. So roughly how much? $5,000?
$1,500 per applicant.
$1,500 per applicant for visa. And
one-time visit.
And one visit cost. So that is a compulsory for startup visa. You have to come here once to logically prove that why you wanted to come here or why you go at this place.
So one thing is that you go there and with a certain designated incubator, but there are many more incubators. So is there a provision that like once a business scales up, they can become part of other incubation program also?
Yes, they can do that. That is not a restriction here. So let's say if you have got selected by Launchpad PEI and later on you find that some other agency or some other incubator or accelerator wanted to support you, you can always go and talk to Launchpad PEI and say that I'm getting a funding support or I'm getting this support which will be crucial for my business. I don't think so they will have any.
And in terms of minimum commitment, like a company comes and sets up a base in any of the incubator, what is the commitment? They have to hire a certain set of local, certain percentage of local people.
So there is no minimum commitment, maximum commitment. There is a one requirement from the visa perspective, which says settlement fund. So which you need to show in your account. So I think if you are a individual applicant, I think $12,000, $15,000 you need to show in your account. And if you are coming as a family, roughly around $20,000, $25,000 you have to show in your account. There's a settlement fund. Settlement fund is basically you are surviving in Canada for 1 year with that money. So you need to show that if you are shifting here, you have enough money to survive in Canada for at least 1 year.
Okay, awesome. Any last questions, guys? It's almost 7. We started a couple of minutes late, so we take that extra minute. Any questions anybody has? Okay, awesome. So thank you so much. But once this session gets over, I'll upload the video with the presentation that he has and some of the links that we discuss in the program. So probably you can go through that. And if you have any more questions, you can ask in the comments when the blog goes live. And also this 20th April, we are doing this series, Digital Marketing Strategy Startup in 15 cities. So Nagpur, Ritesh, we will cover Nagpur next. Sangeet, it is happening in Jaipur at Anand Incubation Center. Pranav, in Hyderabad, we are doing it at IIIT Hyderabad Incubation Center, CIE. And Ganesh, in Chennai, it is happening at Edwards. So we will cover up Chennai, Chandigarh, Mohali, Tri-City area next time.
Yeah, I am from Chandigarh. Please come.
Awesome. So Nagpur and Chandigarh are my next targets now. Now that I see some people. So we'll keep on doing this webinar. So you can take part in the webinars that you find relevant. Or you can also recommend me that in what kind of things you would be interested in. And thank you so much, Mignesh Bhai, Pankaj Bhai, and the entire team for taking your time out from such a busy snow.
Thank you, Jatin.
Mignesh Bhai, who asked the best question? Who wins the reward from your side?
I think Ritesh asked a genuine question. Why Canada and US and why not India? So I guess I'll go with Ritesh.
So Ritesh, you win a coffee whenever next time both of you meet each other in anywhere in the world. Mignesh will give you the coffee.
Are you in Indore?
Sure. Pardon, sir?
You are in Indore, you said?
Nagpur.
No, Nagpur, sir.
Nagpur. Oh, okay. My bad. Okay.
Yes.
I'll connect both of you post the event. And thank you so much, everyone. I'll close this meeting. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.